All right, guys. Today we're gonna do the alternates. Sorry, issue number 2 from Dark Horse Comics. This is issue number 2. Like I said before, I already rambling. All these people are working on it, and we have this crab-like cover with I don't know the Crab Avengers, I guess. All right, but the story is a little bit about him, so we dive right in. All right, there's a guy in issue number 1 is dead, overdosed on a substance called the ledge, and the ledge is also a dimension where these two I don't know were sent to stop a threat, right? And they are I don't know they are not a group anymore because they call them the alternates, but then they become a support group, and now they are back together again, I guess. Anyway, so so everybody, I mean, everybody's broken here. They are just broken pieces of human beings, I guess, right? So this guy, Kid Curious, he has some, I don't know, quantum esque powers, I guess. He, I don't know, he come up with a Alzheimer disease thing that he weaponized. He used it on himself, and then he forgot everything, right? And then this woman called the Persona. This is an interesting one. She can, I don't know, access her past lives and do something with that, right? And it seems that the what's his name, the divider, the dead guy, has made a homunculus because it seems that the drug can grant you certain extra powers or tap into the other dimension and therefore tap into whatever is there. People change, let's say. All right. I think the protagonist here, or the most interesting character, is here the multi-monster. She can turn into different creatures of the night, and then he has this hippie guy can, I don't know, transwarp reality to a certain degree, I guess, but not sure how that works. Anyway, but they all have some kind of a dead end. They don't know what killed the other guy, and so all dead ends. Not a single clue to tell us who gave our friend something that dissolved him into a little man soup. We just can't leave this to the TCPD. That's the superhero group from Minor Threats, and a little bit here. So this is the toy, I believe. Toy. I'm not sure what her name is, but she's what from Minor Threats. So a little bit of a throwback here. Anyway. She says, "We saved the world. It's in the name, honey. The alternates. The continuum." Oh yeah, that's the superhero group. Sent us to confront a being from a higher reality in its home turf, not because we're the best, but because we're afraid of what would happen to the world if the really powerful heroes got corrupted by it and driven nuts. Surely we got lucky once, but no matter what happened to us over there, one thing's the same: we're second rate. So then here, Crab guy comes in. Crab Louie, right? So he wants to speak out, but he doesn't. He wants to speak out that he, I don't know, searching for illegal shipments, right? That comes on the Twilight Bay. That he found some kind of a crustacean. Is that how you say it? And he wants to talk to it about getting information from it, but it doesn't talk because it's dead, right? They are bickering, and he says, "I could do all that," right? But then he says, "But sometimes I just don't feel like saying anything anymore. Louis, did you hear me ask you why you didn't take the garbage out? Nothing comes out right these days, and everything's going in gets all jumping and twisted sometimes. I wonder if I known the difference between going mute and going deaf." And then he hears his daughter, his daughter talking, here behind the bushes. "Oh my God, Sioshi, you got a line on some pre? I thought that stuff was like impossible to find." So pre is drugs, right? Yeah, I sure you'll be over the rainbow, Toto, haha, or become one. Okay, the Drake tonight. So Toto is her boyfriend, and the Drake is a nightclub. Yeah, don't worry about my dad goes on patrol, and my mom will be so busy complaining about her life, she never hear me leave. So he calls to Louis, says, "Hey, I got a lead," right? So they're going to the club, And so Multi-Monster says, hey, are you all sure you're okay with this, Lou? I mean, your daughter. Yeah, you mean following around? Alice is a smart kid, a good cat, a good kid. Kathy was real strict with her while I was gone. Kathy is probably, the mother, right? And now she's just acting out. She'll see when I step in. I was always the link between the two sides. A link. That's what I was. So, flashback scene when he was, I don't know, the king of the seas. King Crustacea, you are needed. I heard you, my collective. A link between lobsters, crabs, decapods, and isopods. I brought them together, made them one. And so he comes as this submarine, everybody's dead. I was the spiritual exemplar, their deity. So it seems that the octopus is taking over. The humans eat our children. They fill our waters with spears of fire aimed at each other's hearts. We hate them. So, and we claim the right to use their tools against them. So, Crab Guy comes in. No, one launch will trigger a global response. The world will be plunged into nuclear war. I'll dispute your rights, cephalopod. And I evoke my own right to call a session of the deep Caucasus to the bottomland trench. Okay, so it's basically Aquaman, right? So they are here at the, is it a club? Probably a club. So she's been sneaked in. She is turning herself into one of the brides of Dracula, which I think was cool, right? And Kid Quantum was also here. And then we have Persona, who has a blast on the dance floor. She doesn't care about it. Anyway, so he says, apparently in one of her past lives, she was an Appalachian clog dancer. All right, so there's some humor in here. And, not everything lands, but it's not too bad, to be honest. All right, so this is the, what's her name? Sorry, why am I forgetting everything? Let me, Kathy? Alice, sorry, Kathy is the mother. So Alice is with her boyfriend called Toto. Right. Okay, so Kid Curious is going to follow a Toto. I got Alice. All right, so then this guy is, hitting on this older woman because he thinks he's ugly, right? She's also insulting him. Now, guy, you're going to move your mouth or your ass. All right, so it seems that Toto wants to hit up some juice. And because he feels not really appreciated in this scene, right? Because everybody is weird and powers and all that stuff. He says, I heard you're the guy that give me a little color. All right. So, and then Multi-Monster is hooking up with, what's with the faces? It looks like from a Scooby-Doo movie, right? So, Ingrid, why you really stopped by my table? Because I don't think it was to did some creep. Okay, then, why do you think, Alice? I think you're looking for something you don't have. Well, fair. Well, you're not alone. Look around this place. What do you see? People with a much better wardrobe than me? You're looking too hard. Focus on the veneer. You have to relax your eyes, look past where they are to where they want to be. Now, what do you see? All right, so it seems... So, old enough, I understand now. Now I know why you wear the mask. That's the drugs talking. So this guy has the power of X-ray and see her real face and all of the other personas, right? So I'm not sure why he's using her power on her. Maybe he's interested, but something wacky happens, right? You're ashamed of your own face because it belongs to someone who doesn't live up to the others. So you imprison it with that featureless jail. I see them, Alice. I see all of them. The colors. They're more real, more beautiful. The shadows are deeper. Don't you see? You left the mask broken, crumbling. You want the real you to get free. Again, I'm not sure if this is part of his powers or there is something going on here. They're all getting what they didn't know they wanted. To feel more interesting, elevated, sophisticated, to be seen as someone who sees. I believe this is all power tripping, but that's just my guess. All right, so this guy is getting, that thing from the other side that is now, bottled. I'm not sure if you go to another dimension, you can gobble up, stuff that's floating around and then put it in a bottle and then infect other people with it, give them powers. right? Something like that. Fascinating. Little Toda's entire quantum structure is being rewritten by the Ledger's energies. So, all right, so here's a thing for the Bride of Dracula. So, and he says, Alice, Toto, Darren? You never looked at me that way. Not in all these years. You said I was too old-fashioned. You were always trying to replace me with something new. Toto, Darren is no more. There's only the antiquity. So what happens that okay, I'll show you. Maybe always fed out of time, never hip enough, never now enough, but now I'm going to have any competition anymore. So this guy that looks like a walking antique is transforming other people in antique furniture. So, okay, and she's turning into a, I don't know, monster, right? We got Powers problem, and he's trying to turn your daughter into furniture? It's the weirdest thing, says Crab Guy. You know what I thought about that moment? Not about the screaming kids, about the smell or what's this, lacquer polish? Or even about the daughter I pretend to know. I thought of that horseshoe crab from the other day, that died on the beach. Now, how he was hatched on some beach somewhere, sand and gill shit everywhere, maybe sunbathers and waterfront condos, and then he swam out into the deep water where he found a beautiful, clear, silent world. Well, he could be one with the currents. Only to die and wash back up on that stinking, dirty shore, getting yelled at for not listening, even though his soul was long gone. All right, so everything is back to normal, I guess. I believe Darren or Toad is in a hospital. Daryl almost died the same the Divider did. He OD'd on Prestige. That's the drug, by the way. Thanks to this piece of shit dealer. Hey, don't blame me. I told a kid, I tell everyone who buys the pre, don't do it if you got, unresolved personal issues. Issues before he said he reclaimed himself. Divider was alone even with his copies. So he created a fiancé, literally. So the Divider could divide himself into different clones, basically, and he also did some degenerate stuff with them. It wasn't magic. It was the powers he cut from prey, and it shattered him to pieces, she says. Listen, you want answer? Ask this guy. This guy just knows things, what drink I like, where the kid was going. He knew what to say, and then, I don't know. Geez, man, what do you do? Weaponized Alzheimer. He's now forgotten the last few hours, forgotten us. What he does know is that he's out of Prestige. We follow him, we make him way to his supplier, and we find who or what is sharing the ledge with Twilight City. Or would you rather it find you? Actually, that's not a bad thing, basically. It's smart, right? All right. So, Lou, you can catch up with us later, okay? Whatever. Yeah, thanks. Anyway, so then we have this superhero from Jesus. Where? The Continue. Right. We saw her in the Minor Threats book too, right? She's keeping an eye on them. Why? Well, we don't know. Well, all right. So her daughter is, Crab's guy daughter is really pissed up in. Said, so is that how you keep on me now, Dad? The honey trap? I thought you were with Darren. I didn't know you. Of course you didn't, Dad. You were gone for 3 years, and now that you're back, you act like things are still the same. They are. I'm still the link between you and your mom. You're the link. I'm the only thing keeping you together. Why? Do you know why I asked Darren for Pre? To give it to her. She wanted to understand you, Dad, to open her mind and feel like you must have over there. She wanted to understand why you left us and why you still haven't truly come back. Over there on the ledge, I could say the right thing, says Crab Guy. I could stand in front of the aquatic elders of the deep caucus over the eternal abyss. I could tell them humanity deserved to live. I could do it with such compassion and conviction and such clarity that the kin... I'm not sure how you say that. Yeah, and the other ones were struck quiet. Even the rhythmic ripple over the gill slits going silent. That the kin mollusca that moved to tears. The single drop of a mucus from her strange eyes swept into the currents. I was the link, the connection between humanity and the sea that was needed to keep mankind from being wiped from the earth. And I did it all with a speech, he says. But here now in front of my little girl, the last great connection to my wife, I can't even manage the words, I love you. I don't know how to say, I'm sorry, because right now there's a drug on the street that taps you into the ledge, and I hate that it's all I can think about. All right. Interesting. Not the best, but it keeps me keeps me hooked. Although these the creatures are, strange, just like everybody else in this particularly weird comic, but I like it. It has some, how do you say it? That DC imprint, what I forget, that's been canceled for a very long time. Jesus. Anyway, yeah, the Vertigo imprint. It has a little bit sprinkled in that here, Vertigo comics from DC, and it was also weird and abstract and unusual. And I like that. So we're going to see where this is going. Yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about it. I see you in the next one. Bye-bye.